All right, welcome to Red Pill Crypto. My name is Dean, and this is the long-awaited tutorial for beginners on EtherDelta exchange. And I say long-awaited because Linda, Patty, Joe, Ron, Annie been asking me to do this, and I forget about it every day. So here we go. All right, EtherDelta. This is what it's going to look like when you jump in. Now, some of the unique features of this particular exchange, which makes it unique from the majority of the exchanges out there, is that you don't sign into this. You don't sign in with your name, your email. You don't create a password, anything like that. This particular site is an anonymous platform for users to buy and sell. That's called free market. So what happens is this site doesn't want to know your name and it doesn't want to know your email or anything. All it needs to know is how to contract between you and another user. Excuse me, my throat is not doing so good right now. So pardon me for the rest of the video because I may be clearing my throat. All right, so this only wants to have a wallet that you can use and attach to yourself by memorizing the public and private key, public address, private key. So to do that, let's take a little tour of the site. This right here is where you're going to do some of your inputting, like bringing tokens in, moving tokens out, and moving tokens from your wallet to the EtherDelta wallet right there. Got it? This right here is the order book, so you got your buyers and your sellers here. These folks right here are selling for whatever, ascending price right here. This is the lowest price. These are the buyers down here, and this is the highest price willing to be paid right now. Whenever those two meet, you have the value of the coin established for that particular moment in time. That's called free market. Free market pricing. So that also right here is how many coins they're selling or buying, and then a total of how much ether it is. So this is all done in ether, all right? Ethereum, excuse me. This right here is a graph showing recent, depictions of the sales up and down of this particular coin. This right here is a list of previous transactions, trades, if you will, buyers and sellers and buyers. Down here is a chat room, which nobody pays attention to that I know of. I really don't know anybody else on EtherDelta, but I do notice that the last entry here is on November 8th, so probably not much going on there. This little window right here, it will list your recent trades, it will list orders, funds. These are deposits and withdrawals that you've done over time. So right here, this is saying the only official URL for EtherDelta is etherdelta.com, bookmark it and use the bookmark. So what they're saying here is a strategy to avoid scams by having a consistent place where you click on this website, so you're not clicking on some random toggling of the name somewhere, or somebody sent you an email and you click on it. That could take you to a scam site. So you want to avoid that. You want to always use your bookmark, and that way you know you're going to the same place every time. Then right here it says, do not send your tokens directly to the smart contract or they will be lost and unrecoverable. Use the deposit form area in the upper left. That's this area up here. Basically that's selling. This is where you do all your moving coins in and moving coins out, and moving coins over to your EtherDelta wallet from your private wallet, and then moving them back again. All right. Down here is where you can enter a buy order or a sell order with those two menus right there. This over here is volume. I really don't pay much attention to that. You can kind of ignore this right now. Ignore that, ignore that, ignore this. We're going to play right up in here and a little bit right here. All right, so before we get started, like I said, EtherDelta needs to know a wallet for you to do some transactions. So they're going to assign it to you, or you're going to attach it to your wallet. So importing an account, that would mean to import your Ethereum wallet, which generally for a lot of people is my Ether wallet, or you can create a new one. Now I'm just going to do this real quick. I'll create a new account. So basically it's going to give you a public address and a private key. Now you got to back these up. You got to stick them somewhere, cut and paste. You know, you can have a document next to you and just do that. And so you're saving them, all right? Now, I'm not going to save this, but that's what you want to do. So that is your EtherDelta in-house wallet, and it is also your sign-in. So when we go up here, we'll see that, okay, here's the one we just created. It has no Ether in it. The one that's attached to my Ether wallet is right there. That has a 1.3 in it. So this is the one we just created, and I'm going to get rid of that because I don't really need it. I'm going to use the one that's attached to my wallet. So I'm going to say forget account. All right, and there it goes. I just want to point out one other thing, gas price here. When I first opened this, it was on 4. So it looked like that. 4, that is not a lot of gas. And you know I don't like to run out of gas because I fill my tank every day. So I put it on 50. Yeah, I think it can go as high as 60. I don't think they use more than they need anyway, but you don't want to get caught with not enough gas. So set your gas price, people. Get to it. All right. Tokens, this is just another menu that lists all the tokens that they have on the site. I don't mess with chat. I haven't done the help button, and I haven't messed with that. So right here again, we're going to switch it to this account. Now this account right here, this is my address for my Ether wallet. It's public address. That's where you can send money to. And this is my private key, which has to be attached to this, but of course it's kept private so that you guys can't snag it. And it just tells you how much is in my Ether wallet. So we'll click on that. Basically it opens things up. For some reason mine always opens up to MOD. Incidentally, I have one MOD because this is my third take on doing this video. And on the second take, I was demonstrating how to do purchases, and I bought one of these. I actually bought a few, and then I sold them, but I only ended up with one. Anyway, that's a long story. All right. So don't worry about the volume here. Don't worry about this thing. We want to look at the price. Okay. The cool thing about this site is you can bring in tokens that are not yet on another exchange. Like you've just had an ICO, and maybe you're holding some brand new tokens in your MyEther wallet. Maybe you're holding them on a website platform, a lending platform or something like that, or a website where you bought the ICO or pre-sale coins. And in some cases, you can't get to those coins until it hits the exchange. But a lot of times you'll see here on EtherDelta that they're being traded. And a lot of times that's because you've got the miners out there that start mining coins and they start trading them on EtherDelta. Or you may have some of the corporate people have some coins and they might be trading out here for whatever reason. If they don't believe their coin is going to go up in price. So let's take a look at this again. Right now, this is the token column, the wallet column, and the EtherDelta wallet column. This is basically just telling you what the token is. Right here we have MOD. Right here we have Ethereum. This is to do deposits. That is to do withdrawals. That is to do transfers. So we'll leave it on deposit. Now, if I was going to do, let's see, if I was going to move some Ether out of my Ether wallet and put it over here into the EtherDelta wallet, I would say, okay, I'm going to deposit. I want to do 0.1 Ether, and I'm going to say deposit. It creates this transaction. You got the hash tag there. You can go look at that if you want. I think it pulls up the Ether scan, right? And so that'll move. Now, EtherDelta is a little slow, kind of like me, and so it's going to take a little bit for that extra point to show up. It'll be 0.8 in a minute. Somebody stare at that for a while. Let me know when it goes up. So now, if I want to take, if I want to pull my Ether out, I would say withdrawal, and I would come over here, and I would say, okay, I want to pull out 0.8. I don't even have 0.8 in there, 0.7. And I click on withdrawal, and it would give you another contract, and it would work on that until it's done. So that's how I move money in and out between my private wallet and my EtherDelta wallet, both of which are attached to the same sign-in key here, but these are the addresses for my Ether wallet, and this is the private key for my Ether wallet, but it is simultaneously the identifiers for my wallet or my account here on the EtherDelta exchange. Okay? Now, this right here, you got your sellers here. So if I wanted to buy 32 of these, what are they? MOD? Yeah. I click on here, and this guy's got the right price. I could just say, yeah, I'll pay the grand total of 0.203 Ether for 32 coins, paying a 1/1000th of a Ether to do it, and I'd click buy right there. And that's what I told you I did in my second take. This is the third take. All right, then that's a convenience move right there if it's the right price. If you want to sell, like I have one mod here, if I want to sell it, actually I'll do it. Right now he's selling 9. I'm going to change it to 1 because I only have 1, and I'm going to sell. Cannot because it already traded. Someone else already traded this order book. I'll go to this one down here. I'll say just one little old tiny MOD. Cannot trade. All right, forget it. So if I want to go down here and sell it, I can say I can buy stuff here. I'll put in, maybe I want to buy 10. I'll name my price 0.006, and that's what the grand total is in Ether. And now this little counter here, that's not in seconds, so it's not 10,000. Let me see, it's 14 seconds per block. So this is counting down for 10,000 14-second blocks. So 10,000 times 14 is 140,000. Oh man, could have figured that out. 140,000 seconds, but it's in increments of 14 seconds, and so you can watch that counter. Now the reason for this whole counter here is that you can say, well, I only want this up for 5 minutes, so that's about 20 counts, so I'm going to leave it up for 20 blocks, they're calling it. All right, so you can time your order, your buy order or your sell order, to sit there for 10,000 blocks or for 1 block. 1 block doesn't do anything. You got to have at least 5 or 6 in there for it to even recognize that you're there, because it's kind of slow. All right, so then I have the sellers. Yeah, we did that, right? All right, so let's sell. Let's say I want to sell that one EtherDelta, that little lonely one. Sorry, it's a MOD. So a price. What am I going to sell that price? Sell for 0.006. Let's do that. All right, so I'm going to sell it for that. I got 100, expires in 100 blocks. Just told me right there, you sent an order to the block and wait to be processed. Well, if I go here, I should see that order. Sell 50 buy something. All right. There it is, my one order. It's there for 99 blocks still. It's email. And there it's showing up right here too. So it always has that blue so you can see your orders or your sales. Now, here's the cool thing about this site. If you want, you can bring in coins that are not active in another exchange, possibly not even active in the marketplace, but you've bought some in the ICO and maybe it's sitting there somewhere and you have access to them. Or you can come in here and trade, like I was saying, the miners might have started early in trading, so you can come in and trade some of their coins if the price is right, right? So I'll give you a for instance. Let's go ahead and do this. So we're going to go up here. Now we're going to choose a coin that has been through an ICO. I think they got one more round. It's called Gold Reward. It is a high-risk, psycho-high-risk investment platform where basically you treat cryptocurrency like monopoly money, and you say, "Yep, I'm going to throw in $100 or $1,000, and I'm going to hope that you make it through your ICO process, and that when you come back out, I hope your coin's going to go up to, because you're going to sell it to me for $1. I hope it goes up to $14 or $20, or in the case of Regal, 31 or 50 bucks." So those are really nice returns if you hit it right and you don't lose your money. There are a number of sites that are jamming up, having technical difficulties, disappearing, and so it's very risky. But having said that, we're going to look at Gold Reward. And to do that, we're going to go into the little ticker here. Gold Reward is not listed on the exchange, so we're going to click Other. And we want to put the contract address for the Gold Reward coin right here. To do that, we're going to go to Etherscan, and we're going to go to Token, View Tokens, and we're going to type in right there in that box, GRX, Gold Reward right there. Now, there's another Gold Reward right down here. Pay attention, Patty. So this one or this one is the proper one. If I click on this, I already know because I've been hitting this thing this is my third take. So if I hit this one, I see 3 addresses and 2 transactions. That is probably not the coin that I'm looking for, because thousands of people bought the coin that I'm looking for. So I'm going to go back here and go GRX. I'm going to click the one I would have clicked anyway, which was the top one. I can see that the token holders is 12,731 addresses, and the number of transactions is 23,339. So that's clearly the ICO one that I was a part of. So I want to choose this contract right here, to copy and paste, and we're going to put that over on EtherDelta. Incidentally, take a look at the decimal here, 18. Sometimes that's 8, sometimes it's another number, but most of the time it's 18, and that's just a number that's going to go right here. But we're going to paste that address. That is the token contract address. We're pasting it right in here, and we're going to just type in the symbol GRX. Oh my God. 3 takes and I did that same thing. I keep pushing command. So hang on, people. Hold on. Annoying. All right, here we are. Going back to the symbols. We go to Other. We go to Paste the transaction. The contract address. Type in Shift GRX. Leave the decimals at 18, and boom, that's going to bring up GRX. All right, take a look up here. The token is GRX, and this is my Ether for my Ether wallet. In my Ether wallet, I have 1,298 GRX. In my Ether wallet, I have 1.2 Ethereum. Over here on the EtherDelta side, I have 206 of the GRX, and I have a 0.83 Ethereum on the EtherDelta side. This is my EtherDelta wallet here. This is my Ether wallet, my private wallet right here. And this is just the token that we're using. Up here is you can toggle these windows. You can do a deposit, a withdrawal, or a transfer. Generally, we're only going to do with deposits and withdrawals. So a deposit means that I want to deposit something from my wallet over to the EtherDelta wallet. Withdraw means I want to withdraw something from my EtherDelta wallet into my private wallet. Okay, so if I deposit Ethereum over here into my EtherDelta side wallet, I would say, okay, I'll do a point. Why shit? 0.1 Ether deposit. It brings me up this little contact hash thing, contract. You can click on it if you want. I just say done. Now one of the things about this particular exchange is it takes a while to do some of the things that it does. Painfully slow if you're used to instantaneous gratification from clicking something on a computer monitor. So I clicked that a moment ago, the 0.1. It is going to show up, and it's going to show up right over here. That'll turn into a 0.09. I mean, sorry, a 0.9. And that will mean that it moved money out of my private wallet over into the EtherDelta wallet. I could do the same thing with the GRX. I could move GRX out of my private wallet and into my EtherDelta side, or I could withdraw back out to my private wallet. Notice the head fake for deposit and withdrawal. Oh my God. All right. So down here, if I want to buy, all right, so a couple things I wanted to tell you, the uniqueness here. So this is a coin that is not on an exchange yet. They just had the ICO. In fact, they have the last round of the ICO coming up in 4 days. And unusual, but happens, you know, a number of times. You'll see that when you go to an ICO, they'll say, okay, you're buying tokens. As soon as you send us the money, we send you back your tokens into my Ether wallet. And it usually has to be my Ether wallet to do that. And there's always that stipulation to give you the warning. So this is the case here with GRX, the gold reward coin. So like I said earlier, there's initially I bought 1,300 of these GRX, and then I mixed some of them up over here. Now, really cool about this site is that you can jump in here and start trading coins before they even hit the marketplace, meaning before they hit an official exchange. So that's what we're doing right now, and that's what these people right here are doing. So you got your sellers right here, and you got your buyers down here, and as soon as they meet and agree on price, that's the value of the coin in that moment. So, so if I want to sell some of this GRX, I'll come down here, I'll click on sell, and I'll go ahead and type in, yeah, I want to sell 100. And if I want to leave an order right in here at the bottom so that I'm the very first person to make a sale because my price is the lowest, then I might choose to be just slightly lower than this guy right here. So I would go 789. So 0.00789. Okay, and that would come out to a 0.7 Ether as a grand total. And am I doing that right? Yeah, okay. And then down here is my block timer, so 14-second blocks. Let's just say I'm going to leave it at 10,000, and I'll come back and look later. But what will happen is mine will be the first in line for the sale. Okay, when I click it, that says you sent an order book, confirms that you sent it out. I suppose the reason that they do that is because we have to sit here for an eternity and wait for this to show up. When it shows up, it'll be highlighted. Any orders oh, there it is. So that's a sell order, and it's first in line, and I can just leave it there. And if somebody's willing to pay that price, I'm willing to sell 100 of them. All right. Now, if I want to look down here at orders, it shows my pending orders. This is trades that have happened recently. It doesn't list them for very long. And this is current orders. This is a sell order. It says I have 100 of the GRX token right there, and it's for 0.00789, and it's still in play for 995 blocks. If I want to cancel that, and actually I'm just going to cancel it, I don't really need to sell those. So I'm going to cancel it, and it will just move them out of there in about 30 seconds or so. Okay, so that's the buy, sell, and trade. What else do you need to know, folks? What do you need to know here? Once again, let's go over here. Let's take a look at another token. How about PayPi? Let's take a look at PayPi. PPP. PayPi. I'm choosing the first one. There's a green check on it for some reason. I don't know what the green check mark means. I'm guessing it might mean that I toggled that one before, and I don't know for sure. So this is the PPP coin. There's 165 million in play. There's 7,500 addresses that hold this coin with 1,600 transactions, or 16,000, sorry. And so we know that's the right coin. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go back to EtherDelta and place this in the PPP contract address right there. So type in PPP using the shift key. I'll leave the 18 decimals and decibels. Okay, and this is having some wide-ranging pricing going on there. And this shows you right here in my Ether wallet, my private wallet. I have 1,000 of these PayPis. I have 0 over here on the EtherDelta side. And again, now you can see that 0.9 there is from my earlier transaction to deposit. So if I want to now withdraw some Ether from this area here back into my private wallet, I would say, okay, let's withdraw maybe a 0.1. And then I'll go withdraw. And it makes that transaction key right there if you want to look it up on Etherscan. Then you click OK. And that'll take a minute and it'll go out. So that's a pending trade right there. Pending transaction. And this is my earlier buy order for the 1,000 PPP right there, which I bought for 0.000875 Ether. And that price was roughly the same market price that you would find out on, I think it was available on Cryptopia. Oh no, BitPTC, I think. Hold on. Hit BCC. Hit BTC. All right, tongue-tied. Okay, I think that's about it. There's probably a few things I wanted to tell you. You can toggle. This shows you the depth of each of the buys versus the sells. If one of these walls is much bigger than the other, you generally have demand or some pressure on one side of the equation, and so that will push the price up or down. If you have an even amount of structure here, you can bet that the price is probably staying pretty tight. All right, not always true, but generally true. All right, so my transactions, if I wanted to try to find them, they might be listed here, but these are other people making transactions. You can click on these transactions to do a search on them. I'm not going to mess with that now. Alrighty, so EtherDelta. Now you might be saying, this looks complicated and looks like a pain in the butt to do all this stuff. Well, it is and it isn't. It certainly is if all I want to do is go and get a coin that's available on another exchange. This is kind of clunky and complicated and slow. However, I might find some pricing here that benefits me that I wouldn't find on the exchange. And of course, so it's in contrast to the exchanged market price or most coins out there on several exchanges. So the going price, you may see some fluctuations here that you won't see out there. You might see some spreads here on the buy-sell price that you won't see out there, and that creates opportunity for, okay, to take for instance the GRX earlier. I put in a buy order that was really low priced for 200 coins, and I don't know why it happened, but somebody either dumped them or made a mistake, and so for 200 of those gold reward coins, I only paid a grand total of $6 and I don't know, some change. So that was an extraordinarily low price, pennies for the coin. And I'm guessing somebody made a mistake, or they just wanted to dump them and get rid of them. So you can find those kind of deals sometimes. You can also find trading happening on, take for instance, Electroneum right now. Electroneum is, their website is kind of in lockdown. They had securities issues, but they had just finished their ICO. And so there's tokens being traded over here, which are most likely the miners, and again, probably some people with the company that want to trade, but they were pushing the price around over here on EtherDelta. And there's a few other sites like EtherDelta that you can do this type of thing on. I'm not familiar with them, and so this is the only one I'm even remotely familiar with. So another reason why this is cool is because gaining access to coins you won't find on the exchanges, and hedging against, oh yeah, I did a video yesterday hedging against stupid, and I used the example of, I think it was selling those coins. So I think I sold for $4 coins that I had bought, 100 coins for $2.10 each, which was 4 times my money on the $100, which pretty well covered my entire investment that I had made into that platform. And so the remaining 300 coins I could do whatever I want with, hold them and see if the price goes up or whatever. But in that moment, I kind of hedged against a collapse of the price, because who knows what's going to happen with the website. When they say they have technical problems, it's a crapshoot. They might be running down the street with your money, or they might be staying up late working on code. So you just don't know. You don't have any control over that. So this is the wild, wild west of investing. It is making people rich and poor all at once, and it's just fascinating. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope I gave you, just enough info here to get you started and to make you dangerous on this site. Just pay attention to what you're doing. Go slow. If you don't know what you're doing, stop. Find out, either with a phone call or just wait and don't do it. Don't risk making a mistake and losing a bunch of coin. Oh my God, which I did in my previous take, but I sold them right back and just took a small loss. Anyway, so that's it for EtherDelta. Thank you for tuning in. This is Red Pill Crypto. My name's Dean, and happy investing. Wish you all the best. Thanks.